morning, good afternoon, or good evening, I guess, depending on where you are in the world. Hello, everybody. This is Brett with ChamSys. Welcome to another Training Tuesday. Good afternoon, or good evening, I guess, depending on where you are in the world. Hello, I'm hearing myself. I think I just need to turn down my speaker there so I don't hear myself. Hope everybody's doing great today. Today we're going to be talking about sub-selection of heads. Hoping everyone can see my screen well. As James always likes to say, this is live, so anything can happen. So, barring any issues, let's get into it. It should be a pretty easy one, quick one today. Not too hard, but just some tips and tricks about picking heads, sub-selecting fixtures, things like that. Mainly when you have lots of fixtures and how to sub-select kind of symmetrical pairs or symmetrical fixtures without having to kind of remember all your head numbers or having to pick just visually kind of. I always like to use a plot view personally, but I can't always have a plot view available to me. Sometimes I can't use a plot view if I haven't gone through and made a visualizer or a visualization of it yet. So, you know, there's other ways we can do it. This is a fairly simple show file. Just 3 trusses raked with a bunch of fixtures on there. Mainly a couple spot fixtures and some batten fixtures. We're going to use the batten fixtures as whole fixtures today. We're not really talking about them in terms of pixelability because it's not really the case here. We're just talking about how to subselect fixtures as wholes. So let's talk about the main window that we're going to be talking about, which is our odd-even button. Okay, this is how we're going to subselect a lot of our fixtures usually. If you normally we click odd once, it's just going to pick all of our odd fixtures for us. Subselect odd even tells us down here. If we click it again, that's going to pick all of our even fixtures. And we can just do this all day long. I can go back and forth, record, odd fixtures, click again, record, even. Oh, I said all there, sorry. Odd, even, record, and then put that there. So now I've got my odd and my, oh, it looks like I did both odd and even there. Or I'm sorry, I did odd and odd. Nice thing is it tells me right here, battens 15 odd. And I have odd here, so it looks like I did the same thing by accident twice. No big deal. So that's easy, okay? And that's just me clicking it. You notice when I click it every time, it brings up that little window there in the screen. If I hold my finger down, this window will stay up. If I move my cursor into this bigger window, then this little kind of sub-selection window will stay up. Now I can choose lots of different stuff. So if you make effects, you know, you'll probably have seen parts and segments before. So that's probably one that you're used to. I do want to note that there is a difference between some of these groups here. So I have color battens here with 27 fixtures. Always remember the number in the corner here is the number of fixtures in that group. So all 3 of these groups, this one and this one and this one and this one, all 4 of them actually, have 27 fixtures, the same 27 fixtures in there. Same over here. You'll notice there's 24 fixtures here, and in all 3 of these groups, there's 24 fixtures. So all of the groups have the same number of fixtures in there. It's the order of fixtures that's a little bit different. And when it comes to sub-selecting groups and things like that, the order that you have your fixtures in within your group could be important. So if we just do this normally, which is, when I say normally, what I mean is a kind of linear selection order. So 201 through however many, I think I have 24 fixtures in here. So 201 through 224 in a linear selection, okay? So if I say odd even, it's going to give me all the odds and then all the evens. If I do parts, for example, and I do parts of, well, it's going to start with odd. It's because it does it by 2s. It's going to skip 1 and give me the second fixture. Skip 1, give me the second fixture. If I do parts of 3, it's going to give me 1 fixture, skip 2 fixtures, and then give me the third. Skip 2 fixtures, give me the third, skip 2 fixtures, give me the third. And keep on going down the line. That's all it's going to do. It's going to repeat that pattern all the way down the line. But if I choose something like this group, and I do the same thing, and I do parts of 3, now you'll notice it's a little bit different. It's giving me 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. If I do this one here, odd even, parts of 3, now it's giving it to me like this. Okay. Now, the reason being, like I said, it's the order selection within the group. So this group here is 201, 202, 203, 204. And that's going down the line. 201 is here, 202, 203, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is 9 through 16, and then 17 through 24. This group, however, is 201, 210, and then 219. So 201 and then 210, which actually would be 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm sorry, this is 9, so this would be 210 here. And then this is 219. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then it's this, 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 then it's this fixture, this fixture, this fixture. So it's going down in rows, okay? This group here is 201, 209, and then 210, 201, 209, 210, and then 218, which is, honestly not sure, is this fixture here. So I think with this grouping, I had gone, I'm going to make this window bigger just so I can see it. Yeah, 201, 209, and then 210, and then 218, 219, and 227. So this would be 201, 209, 210, and then 218 is this one here. Actually, I think I did this a little bit out of order, but that's okay. And then this last one here is 218, 219, 227. If I bring up our plot view, I apologize. It just seems like this is a 219, 227, 210. 219, 227, 210. That makes more sense. 219, 227, 210. Yeah, so this group, I chose this one, then this fixture. I'm going to clear this out, actually. This fixture, then this fixture, then this fixture, then this fixture. So I did the extents and then moved my way in. Then this one, then this one, then this one. So you can see I'm just working my way in by going like that. Okay, so that's why I picked the whole group. Okay, so point being, 4 different groups here, 4 different fixture selections within each group is going to give you different results when you do the same operation. Okay, so what can we get out of this ultimately is the question. Once again, if we do parts, it's going to separate them. Segments is going to group them together by that amount. So if I pick this group and I do segments, you know what, let's make sure we pick them. There we go. And I do segments of 3. Now you see it's going to give me, because I picked, it was this fixture, then this fixture, then this fixture, it's going to give me those 3 first, then those 3, then those 3, then those 3, and 3 fixtures each time. Okay, it doesn't mean it's always going to be pretty. I'm going to get a better one on this one probably if I do segments of 3. I get 3, 3. I get actual segments of 3. That works in that sense. On some of these other ones, it might not work. It might not make sense. You know, we could try it. Segments of 3, and this one actually kind of does work better. That's a good one. That gives me get constant rows that I would be able to use all day long. I could do that. Okay. This one didn't really make sense. This one here. This one did. This one probably is not going to make sense either. Okay. The last option we have, or the other option that we have, is chunks. This is a fairly new one that we've added in. And this will take your rig and it will break it up into chunks of fixtures in the number that you're requesting. So let's see. For this one, this is going to be based on, again, fixture order selection within your group and based on the chunk or the segments and the number of chunks that you're trying to do. For example here, in these I have 9 fixtures per truss, whereas on these, the spots, it's 8 fixtures per truss. So this is going to be an even number. This is going to be an odd number. That's going to give us different results when we try and add, you know, say we try and do chunks of 4. Chunks of 4 on this is going to look different than chunks of 4 on this because even and odd numbers. So this one here, group 22, if we do, for example, let's try segments. And if we do segments of, let's try 3, I guess. Now that doesn't look very good right now. If we try, though, we could try pairing them. And that sometimes will give you a symmetrical look that might look a little bit better. This one still doesn't look very good. Let's try segments of 4 instead. That might be okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's all nice and good. I like that. Gives me a couple fixtures per each one. Now, if I don't want, you know, too few of fixtures, I can just pick more segments. So if I do 6 segments instead, this one is not going to be as much fun because it's just down the line. So I might, if I want something a little more, when I say fun, you know, I might want to actually do something like this because it breaks it up a little bit more, different trusses and things like that. Now, once I kind of find something I like, it's easy enough just to save it. I mean, just start recording your groups. Just record. And I'm just going to go through and we'll record a group for each of these. And that's actually going to give us 6 groups anyway, so it's perfect. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 groups it's going to give us. Clear that out. So now I can easily pick individual groups that I want. It makes it nice for being able to take a whole group, give it some light, give it a color, and then be able to say, okay, well, I want to take this group and this group and make those yellow. I want to take this group and this group and make those magenta. You know, it's already going to look symmetrical. It's already going to have that nice kind of, you know, fixture selection that you want. Another cool thing, a kind of a side trick of doing this, of having your groups now, is now I can always take these because I can always grab groups. This is kind of a side thing that we're not talking about today, but it's always nice to know. I can always grab my groups. I can always copy them to a playback. Oh, didn't take it there. That was probably my own fault. One of the first things we teach in ChamSys is to make sure when you press copy, what does it say down here? It says select destination. So now I can pick a destination and there it goes. And I have just created myself an intensity chase based on the groups. Now I can always take my crossfade down and I can bring my speed up or something like that. And I've just created myself an intensity chase. I can always, of course, change the order of my chase and things like that once it's done, but point is that was pretty easy to make just based on groups. We'll talk about another thing in a moment, but let's go over here and take a look at these fixtures. Same thing, just got a bunch of spots. Let's see what we can break these up into. Group 12, group 13, let's try group. So once again, this is the main group, linear selection. If I try and do something like chunks of 4, so if I bring this up and we put this in chunks of 4, and you can see if I bring my intensity out, we can see it actually better what fixtures are being chosen, kind of. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 chunk, 2 chunks, 3 chunks, 4 chunks. That's in a linear selection. Okay, I could try and turning on pair and see what that does. 1, 2, yeah, you know, kind of works, kind of doesn't work. I could use it. I could work with it. Don't love it, but it's kind of a cool one. Let's try this one, this group here. Same thing, chunks of 4, and then we could try pairing them up. But here again, right down the row, that's a classic one. I could use that often. If we try and pair it, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That works too. I would love to use that. Let's see. So that's in group 12, chunks of 4 paired, and that gives us lines like this: 1, 2, 3, and then the last 6 lights in the middle there. Okay, that works. I like it. But if we do the same thing over here on group 13, chunks of 4 paired, I get the same thing. Oh, that's cool. Now, do I get the same thing here? Odd even, chunks of 4 paired. No, not at all. That's a completely different selection order. That I probably would not use. That looks more just kind of, if I want a random something going on, yeah, maybe I could use that. But that's not really a selection order that I'm going to want to use. That's going to look pretty to me. Now, if I use something like this, let's take group 13, and we said chunks of 4 looked good. That's not chunks. Let's do that. Chunks of 4, and we will pair them. So this is going to give us a couple groups. So I'm going to record this one. Next head, we'll record that chunk. Next head, record that chunk. And next head, record that chunk. Now you'll notice one thing here is these have different tags on them. In the patch window, I gave different fixtures different tags. So you can group up things by tag. If I pick all of these and open up my odd even and say color tags, now it will group it by color tag. Now, again, I just kind of gave arbitrary tags to arbitrary fixtures, so it might not make much sense, but each one of those is going to be based on the tag that it has. The nice thing here, so if you notice, these say L for linked. These are linked to the group that I had used when I made that group in the first place. I think it was this group here. So if I change this group, it will update this group automatically because everything is linked. 4. So yeah, 4 on each of these groups, and this is 3. That's 27 fixtures. Okay. Let's make a quick effect here. So I'm going to take this group, we'll add effect, we'll do an intensity effect. I can bring this out actually. Well, this doesn't matter because these are the spots. We'll do a dim chase. How it goes actually doesn't matter, whether it's center in or center out, it doesn't really matter. We could speed it up, slow it down. Again, that doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of the fact that we're using all the fixtures in this rig. And if I record it here, clear it out. Now, if I update the number of fixtures in this group here, then it's going to update my effect automatically. Now, you can also use chunks and things with effects. So it will affect my effect when I use my chunks, other parts and segments automatically when I use my groups, when I update my groups. So what I mean by that is, let's take these fixtures here. We'll just do again an intensity effect. Add intensity. We'll do a dim chase. Now, in previous software versions, this has changed recently. In previous software versions, if you rolled up this segments, I'm going to bring down my crossfades so we can see it a little bit better. If you rolled up the segments here, then it would turn into chunks. If it went up to, I think it was 512 segments or something, then it would turn into chunks automatically. That's no longer the case. Now, if I hold shift, and then this would be my number of chunks that I could use. Now, if I hold shift down, this turns into chunks. And then if I just roll this wheel, I should get, oh, it's going to give me, gotcha. So it's just basing it on chunks all together. So shift is just changing this into chunks, really. So if I bring this down, this is segments. If I hold shift, I get chunks. And then I can bring up and say, okay, I want 2 chunks. So that's 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, I could speed it up a little bit more. So let's do 4 chunks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's broken up our rig into 4 chunks. Let's record that here. Set, we'll call that 4 chunk intensity. There's my effect. If I now go in, I believe I used this group here. So if I wanted to, I can update this group. Now, the easiest way to do it would be to go to the plot view. Let's just say we pick this group, go to our plot view, and we deselect this one. We'll deselect these 2. And I'm trying to do an even number here and these 2 here. Okay, now I don't know how that's going to affect our layout and stuff like that, but I'm going to deselect those, come back here and re-record this group, replace existing group, yes. And now you'll notice these 4 are deselected. They're not in the effect anymore, and it's updated my chunks automatically in real time to spread out amongst the remaining fixtures that I left in the group. There's now only 21 fixtures in the group. This one actually took it out completely. There's only 1 fixture in this group, and it looks like the rest of them have 4. So 4, 8, 16, 20, and then 21. So if you're using group cues along with chunks and group effects, all you need to do is update your groups, and everything down the line is going to update automatically for you. It's a really, truly powerful and beautiful thing to see, that we can kind of streamline our shows like this in this way. Now, if I wanted to get these back in here, I think it was 201, so 200, so 201 through 224 at. Oh, now I take that back because I messed up. Okay, so I don't remember the group order that this was in. I'll admit that was my bad. I should have had it written down or something like that. It wasn't 201 to 224. It was a different fixture selection order. So I'm probably going to mess this up, but whatever. No big deal. Put it back in here. So now there's 24. And you can see it's doing it based on that one. And again, I was wrong, which is funny. 201 through 227, I guess. Record that. But you can see how each time it's updating my chunk amounts based on the fixtures that I have in my group. Now, again, I got rid of that symmetrical chunk look that I liked here. That's kind of my bad because I screwed up the fixture selection order. That's all. But if you remember that, if you either write down, or if you have some other organized way of writing down your fixture selections, then you can easily repeat them. Also, I would have made, if I was smart, I would have made a copy of this. I would have just said copy this over here, and I would have called this my original sim group. So that way I can change this, and then I can always take this and put it back in here. Let's see if we take this one and record it into this one. That did nothing. There we go. And see, that's a little better because these two groups were kind of similar in their fixture selection orders. So now it's looking a little bit better to how I had it before. Cool. I will kind of leave it at that. Appreciate everybody's attention as always. I haven't been able to really look too much at what questions we have, just because we now are on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So. Oh, I'm sorry if my audio was a little low. Sorry about that. I could have spoken up there a little bit. But any questions you have after this, always feel free to update your our whatever platform, either YouTube or Facebook. Just ask questions there. We will take a look at it every now and again. And what do we have coming on next week? Next week we have, I believe, a special guest. We're going to do how to patch a show in 20 minutes, how to get a show up and running in 20 minutes, not just patch it, but how to get it up and running. And I believe Tyler is going to be our special guest next week. So I hope everybody can support Tyler and join next week. And we'll see you all then. I hope everyone has a great rest of their week this week, as always. And happy programming. We'll see you on another session, everyone.